Hi, my name is Zach Bagels, and I didn't believe in mathematics Nosferatu until I came face to face with one. So I set out on a quest to capture what I saw onto camera. I came here to Hebron High with my fellow investigator Nick Nuggets and my camera tech Aaron Goodwins. Today we'll brave this Nosferatu written school in search of Math Papa, or more commonly known as Math Wizard. We will spend an entire school day locked down until 2:35 p.m. Raw. Extreme. These are our vampire adventures.
It is said that the legend of the Hebron vampire goes back all the way to the founding of the town, back when the town was under the control of the city council. Mr. Gareth DeSmit was said to be the first to be corrupted. Some people even say that they have seen him in the dead of night, feasting on the innocent math homework. When the town got wind of the monster and that he has been a part of the town council, they did what everyone back then did. They formed an angry mob and drove the beast out of town. Some say that Gareth was killed that night. Others believe that he was driven to Wanata and that he still haunts the night.
Fast forward 400 years, Gareth DeSmit became Gary DeSmit, your beloved high school teacher.
How long have you worked with Mr. DeSmit?
I've worked with Mr. DeSmit for as long as I've worked here, which I think this is the end of my 12th year here, so a dozen years.
I started here in the fall of 2000, and he'd already been teaching here for quite a while.
I knew him, I met him when I was student teaching in '03. So,
How long do you think he's been at Hebron?
you know, I'm into the 40s, I'm sure, 40 years plus, probably.
Probably since God was a boy.
Perfect.
I would say, well, it's not 100 years, but it's got to be, well, it's got to be over 32 years, so.
So he's been here quite a while then, eh?
Yeah, been here, I don't know, maybe 40 years.
All right.
I know it's been a long time. I want to say it's been like at least 30 years.
Do you know how old Mr. DeSmit is?
Not exactly. I suspect mid-60s, but again, I don't know exactly. He could be much, much older. I mean, there's really no telling.
Can you tell us a little bit about Mr. DeSmit?
Well, I just met him last year, but I do know that a very close friend of ours he had as a student, and she's over 50 years old right now, so that tells you how long Mr. DeSmit has been here at the school.
What do you know about him?
He went to Purdue, I believe College of Engineering. He used to coach girls basketball at lacrosse. And he's always in his room before the sun comes up, which is a little suspicious if you ask me.
I have heard a few rumors. What have you heard?
Any vampirical rumors?
Miracle? Yeah, I have heard a time or two that he may or may not have been a vampire or of that persuasion. I'm not sure how true it is.
Interesting.
Do know that his wife dresses him very well, so she keeps him looking sharp.
So what you're saying is he does have a wife?
He does have a wife. I hear about a grandkid or two every now and then.
That's what we heard.
Yeah.
Then we got to thinking, you know who else has a wife? Dracula. We had more questions, so we decided to go to the local historian, Mr. Scott Eriks.
All right, so Mr. Hicks, you're the local historian here, correct?
Yes, I am.
Can you tell us a little bit about Gareth DeSmit and his previous beings before 1890?
Yes, I can. I found this papyrus from 1200 BC. And in this papyrus, it says that a Gareth DeSmit came up with the formula in order, the geometric formula, it's hard to sort of read ancient Egyptian, the geometric formula for the ancient pyramids.
Interesting.
Yes, so without Gareth DeSmit, there would be no pyramids. Also, I was looking something up as well, and according to ancient Aztec writings, it was Gareth DeSmitis who came up with the calendar that the ancient Aztecs used.
Interesting. So what I've also heard is you have a picture from ancient Egyptians.
Yes, let me show you. Really odd that this happened. Here we go.
Coincidence, I think not. More questions were raised, so we decided to go to the local library to catch up on some local lore. Afternoon, Mrs. Garner. Can you point us in the direction of the vampire books?
Sure.
You have one of Mr. Smith, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. This then raised more questions. We had to dig in deeper. We are here at Hebron High School, the scene in which the Math Papa, or also known as the Math Nosferatu, has been sighted.
Tell us what you know about Mr. DeSmit.
What do I know about Mr. DeSmit? I know that he's been here for a very long time. He's also a very popular teacher among the students. He seems very, very weird though. I've hardly ever seen him outside of class. I only ever see him in class, never outside.
Is that the only weird thing you've seen?
It's one of the things that I've noticed. I've also kind of noticed that he really likes to keep his classroom dark, but it's just so weird how little you see him outside of school, anywhere else.
All right, thank you.
So, how long have you known of Mr. DeSmit?
I've known him for about 4 years.
What do you know about him?
He doesn't like Julie.
Why do you think that is?
He's a vampire.
Vampire.
Yeah. I was Julie in his class one day, and it's a well-known fact that vampires don't like mint jewel pods. And when he see me chucking a cloud, he started freaking out. So,
Weird.
I thought that was kind of weird.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Be safe.
All right, guys, are you ready? We're going to summon Mr. DeSmit. Mr. DeSmit, we summon you with logarithms.
I hate logarithms.
Nick, you insulted the logarithms.
Hello?
Oh! No! Oh, God! Oh, God! Did you guys see that? It's a Tic Tac. And if you can tell, it's a peppermint, not mint.
It's only
not
one?
Mint, because Nosferatu doesn't like mint, according to one of our subjects. We are now in the English hallway to take a look and see what kind of vampirical activities occur in this hallway. We've been told by a few students that this is the hallway to check, as his coffee is not too far away. If you look closely, we are in the English. Nick, zoom in on that. Zoom in on that. You see that? You see that, Nick? Nick, what do you think? What is that? That's in the English hallway.
It's in the long hallway.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Nick, tell us a little bit what happened back there.
We got scared with that math sign in the English hallway, and now we're here. But good thing we met up with Aaron Goodwig to tell us more about the vampirical signs.
Well, the sign, there's no numbers, there's only Braille.
Whoa. What? Wait, did you guys hear that? Oh, God, let's go. Nick, where's Aaron?
We must have got lost when we ran away.
Oh, no, what's that? Oh, God. It's Mr. DeSmit.
You gave us a camera?
You see him? Just then, we caught a glimpse in a video of Gareth DeSmit. We think he got Aaron. We seen him hit the wall, fall back down because of the smell of Nick's mints. And we know that Gareth does not like mints. Distracted him.
What happened?
Well, when we were up there, we lost Aaron and we caught a video of Mr. DeSmit himself. So we came to try to find Aaron and show her the video. Aaron, tell us a little bit what happened and what you heard.
Well, I heard this really strange sound as I was going in a different direction, so I figured it was chasing you guys, and I just didn't know what to do from there.
Oh, did you hear that? You hear that? Let's go, guys. He's catching up, guys. Go.
What happened to Zach?
I don't know. Let's go find him.
Guys, he's coming. Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your eyes upon the evolution of Gary DeSmit. This is 4 years in the making. here we have Yannick DeSmet, as you can tell right here. This is the stage in which Mr. DeSmet had his hair. This is tracked back to the Roman times, in which you can tell he was an honorary guard. Therefore, we can put this into place and figure out that Mr. DeSmet held a place of power in his day. Here we have a town in South Dakota called DeSmet, South Dakota. As you can tell from the arrow here, this is where his household was. As you can tell, this is usually probably around the 4th of July, probably around circa 1900. June 5th, around 1900. If you can tell, they're all heading towards, you guessed it, Mr. DeSmet's home. So we have another one here. This is following 1873, also known as Father Peter DeSmet. He was a voice for the Native Americans, and I guess sort of a god, if you would continue. Here we have an unknown DeSmet. Is it a possible relative of Jean-Pierre DeSmet, or is it still just Mr. DeSmet? Here's a very interesting one. Mr. DeSmet says he has a daughter. Here we have a possible interview with a vampire, young Elizabeth. This is Elizabeth DeSmet, a French-born citizen, possibly his daughter. Fast forward, we have modern-day DeSmet in politics. Is he possibly a government lizard? Is Dick Cheney your beloved Mr. DeSmet? If you can tell, we have both of the receding hairline, the unmistakable beautiful smile, and also the glasses. They do look alike, if I say so myself. Therefore, Mr. DeSmet is Dick Cheney. Is he a government lizard or is he a vampire? That's still up in the air. But if we focus on our information, we will see that it is more likely a vampire. He is currently a math teacher here at Hebron High School. So that raises some questions. Is Mr. DeSmet equal Desmos? I believe so. We have Bram DeSmet. He is the owner of and current CEO of DeSmet Balestra. So, as you can tell, Bram DeSmet, no coincidence to Bram Stoker, very similar in the face. Young Mr. DeSmet, quite possibly. I was given this to from a informant. As you can tell, here he is setting up prom. Just a little interesting photo. Continue. Here we have our current day Mr. DeSmet. Just a little bit of something to go off of. Continue. Here is No Fake Mr. DeSmet, where he warns his students the dangers of juuling. Continue, please. Here we have Math Papa. This is one of the legends of Mr. DeSmet. His favorite hobbies include mocking the other Avengers, giving out Math Excel, and calling the other Avengers dumb. As you can tell, Mr. DeSmet is located in all of your local and global world activities, from science to travel to technology.
Mr. Smet, we just wanted to say thank you. What do you got, Al?
You've been with us in those rough Algebra 2 honors days. Heartbreaking, but you've always been there. And for that, we
thank you. Riley?
You taught me how to think, because the point of mathematics is not to learn mathematics, but it's to learn how to think. So we say,
thank you. I think you're absolutely amazing. It's going to be a really big loss. We love you very, very much, and we're so grateful for everything you've done for this school. And for that, we say one last time, thank you.
So what does it feel like to be retiring finally?
It feels good.
Any thoughts on that?
Do I have any thoughts on retiring?
Yeah.
I can't wait.
So any plans after retirement?
Some immediate plans are, I have a daughter who lives in Montana, and so we're going to be visiting her over the summer. After that, not really much of any plans. I have a lot of projects that I have started and haven't finished, so I'll have a chance to finish those.
Like any like words of advice for the students that won't have you as a teacher?
Well, words of advice for any student in any class is, do what you're supposed to do to be successful in that class. It doesn't make any difference whether it's mathematics or anything. Be persistent. Do the homework. Pay attention. All that stuff. There's nothing new.
All right. And finally, what do you have to say to the people that you're leaving at Hebron High?
Well, I wish them luck. I see things coming on the horizon that I'm not particularly fond of from the state, from the Department of Education, but maybe it'll work out for the best. I don't know. And it's been a pleasure working with everybody.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head? This is where I grew up. I think the president who fixed it up. I never knew we ever went without. The second floor is hot for sneaking out.